church is so full. Today I just feel all the Spirit. Oh my. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you today's speaker. I've known Reverend Deborah Young for many years. We've had many adventures together. And she's such a delight, always positive and loving and interested in how you're doing and feeling. And it's just very sweet. That's who she is. Deborah Young is like having your own spiritual muse to inspire your soul. She will enlighten, empower, and surround you with a sense of well-being and a renewed connection with your soul and the divine, which is deeply fulfilling and uplifting. She helps you to understand the spiritual dynamics of your situation to bring you a divine perspective and clarity to help you transform them. With her open heart and compassionate support, you let go of any fear or confusion and reconnect to your radiant source and open to your highest, most joyful path. She's a highly respected and gifted international certified spiritual intuitive counselor and life coach, spirit communicator, inspirational speaker, ordained minister, ceremony officiant, and certified master of transformational hypnotherapist. Deborah has had natural gifts of clairvoyance since childhood and has a passionate love for teaching and inspiring. She has done thousands of readings over the past 30 years and appeared on radio and television and taught over 800 intuitive and spiritual development classes to enhance the power of higher mind, of your higher mind. Let's welcome warmly, please, Reverend Deborah.
I always like to be with people. It's so nice to see all of your faces. Some of you are very familiar, I know, and some I don't. Most of you I do. And it's always so delightful and, I don't know, homey coming back here. So, Reverend Deborah, thank you so much for inviting me to speak. So, how many of you have said this before? Oh God, I need a miracle. How many of us say it daily? So today I'm going to talk about mini miracles. We all think of miracles as something gigantic, huge, hardly ever happens. If it does happen, it's something so unusual and out of the ordinary. In fact, let me read you a definition that they said miracles were. It's a surprising and welcome, I love that, welcome, welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. And it is a highly improbable or extraordinary event, development, or accomplishment that brings very welcome consequences and/or an amazing product or achievement or an outstanding example of something. I love the word welcome, a welcome event. So we have a part in our brain, that reciprocal activating system, that is the kind of the base of our brain, and it scans everything around us. So right now you're looking forward at me. Your eyes are really able to pick up everything here and like back here. It can even notice things that are on the floor, on the walls, people next to you. You know, you can hear the sounds outside, you feel the temperature of the air. This is a lot of information. You don't need it all. So what this part of your brain does, RAS for short, it selects what you're going to focus on based on your belief systems and your experiences and where your funnel is. And you will notice more of those things, and your brain is going to like search them out and highlight them for you. For example, colors. There are certain colors that I don't like. Sometimes people get crazy and they'll paint a building some horrific color, and I'm driving by and I go, ooh. I'm with a friend and they go, oh my goodness, isn't that gorgeous? I'm like, what? No, I don't say that. I go, well, for her, that's a wonderful color. For me, it's like, whoa, no. Based on, you know, our past, our beliefs, what we like. So my system is going, oh my God, that's not a good focus, but I know because I don't like that, so it's going to show it to me, instead of me being neutral and looking at it differently. So when it comes to creating mini miracles in your life, you need to get used to focusing on them and having that part of your brain, which I call like, we've got a God brain in here. It works in amazing ways. You want to be able to align with little tiny miracles all the time so they become a normal focus. You know how you have some friends that look at everything negative and you have other friends that are always very positive? And most of my friends are always very positive. I mean, I have one or two that are always kind of negative Nelly here and there, but they have other qualities that outweigh that, so I keep them. I just overlook and go, oh, that's just so-and-so, whatever, you know, it's okay. So as we get used to these little tiny miracles during our day, acknowledge them, focus on them, appreciate them, the more we're going to have, and then the bigger they can get. So, for example, Donna, where are you? Way back there, Donna Spencer. Hi, Donna Spencer. She's going to play for us later on. I'm not sure how the unicorn thing came up with us. Did that come up in a reading I was doing with you or something? I can't remember. Anyway, we started talking about unicorns.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How long was that? A month ago or something. After that conversation, guess what happened? I saw unicorns everywhere I went. I'd walk in a store, not a children's store, just a regular store. All of a sudden I see something with a unicorn on the package. Oh my gosh. And I thought, Donna. So I take the picture of it, text Donna, look, I found a unicorn. And this kind of went on and on and on. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting, because all of a sudden there was that interest in it, and that part of my brain, and part of me thought, oh, that's kind of delightful, and decided that'd be kind of cool, and then bang, there they were, everywhere I went, everywhere. I'd be driving down the street, and there'd be a hairdressing store with a unicorn. I was like, what? No, it did not click, but I thought about it. So, if we just start with our day, and if things like, a few days ago, I have a wedding ceremony to do after this, and I spend an immense amount of time on the writing of it. So I've spent hours and 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 hours. Okay, so I'm saving it, saved to OneDrive. Okay, cool, something happens, I've got it in the cloud, no problem. So I go back to work on it, and it's like the rare raw form that I started with like 9 hours ago on the saved Word doc. I'm going, it's like, this is not happening to me. And so I'm looking on OneDrive, not there, going, And then I kept thinking, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do? Of course, you Google, what can I do with this? And I thought, well, let me click on Word and look at the past things that I've been working on. And it said, that one, and I opened it, it's still the wrong one, the first one, not the one I did. Then below there was one, and that was the full one. How that happened, I don't know. And I thought, oh God. The first thing I thought, thank you that I have it, but what a nightmare. And I thought, no, wait a minute. This is a mini miracle. I now know where to find things. If this happens again, I don't have to freak out. I know not to depend on my OneDrive, for sure. I also know an alternate way to permanently save things as opposed to clicking on the save. So I learned a lot. So I thought, oh, thank you, God. This was a wonderful mini miracle, and it taught me a lot of things for the next time. So I'm now in a habit when things go wrong. The first second something goes wrong, you freak out. You go, oh. And the second thing, I think, is thank you for showing me a new way to do things. Like, for example, I heard about combining half sparkling water, half water as a rinse on your hair. Helps with hair growth and luster and whatever. I guess it gets rid of the residue on it or so, I don't know. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to try that. So I go to the kitchen, sparkling water out of the fridge, cup. Okay, and then, a cup of water in that. Okay, great. And I just put it at the bottom of my shower, wash my hair, condition it. And I think, okay, I'm putting this on. But, it was really cold. I thought, oh, thank you for letting me know how not to do something again. I thought, okay, next time we're going to use the sparkling water that is not in the refrigerator. We're just going to take that in the shower, fill it up with the hot water. So every little thing that you go through that doesn't work, you don't walk around going, oh my God, that didn't work. My life sucks. Nothing ever works for me. And then what are you going to get more of?
Negative.
Not the mini miracles. So I switch it really fast. So last Sunday I was doing a wedding in Temecula, and I live downtown San Diego, and it's to wine country. So that's about an hour 10, no traffic. I have to be there an hour early, so I'm thinking, well, okay. And then the DJ tells me, oh, by the way, the parking lot is a nightmare. It's really far from the ceremony site, and it goes down a really steep hill. People get their cars caught. I've got a big Cadillac. I'm like, oh, good. Thanks for sharing. But I thought, well, wait a minute. No, good. I'm aware. So I now have a choice. Thank you, my miracle. I can plan to leave even earlier to allow for any kind of traffic. The hike from the parking lot. I said, look, it's going to work out just fine. Driving along, no traffic at all. Zoom right in there earlier than I thought. I'm driving in. I thought, I don't even know where the parking lot is. And it's kind of a horseshoe thing, and I think there's a little thing where you go down a big hill after that. So I pull in the horseshoe thing, and right there is the winery. Guess where my parking place was? Right, like, here's the winery front door. Here's my car. I would have done the happy dance, but I'm in my car. Now I'm really early, which is fine. There's plenty to do on your cell phone and go over the ceremony. And it all worked out beautifully. And during this ceremony, gorgeous spot, I could look down and see the parking lot. Oh my goodness. Thank you, God, I was not down there. Anyway, so all these little things I think of as little tiny miracles. And the more little tiny things go wrong, the more I say, oh, thank you. I just learned how not to do something, or I learned how to do something. And then there are the ones that are serendipitous and come out of nowhere that are just yummy and delightful. You want to hear one of those?
Yes.
Okay. So earlier this week I was taking my walk. I live on Balboa Park. And I was walking up the street, so there's lots of high-rises. And there is a gate that goes into, excuse me, a garage in one of the buildings. And there are all these cars, and they're backed up because they're clicking and the gate's not moving. I thought, wow, that must have been going a long time. So okay, if you are the gate, you're the gate, you're the people, you're the cars. So I'm just, walking along, and I can see they're all stopped. I just walk along and I go, and the gate opens. Immediate, the minute I ta-da. The lady directly behind me right here, in a pretty white SUV, rolls down her window. She said, I can't believe that. We've been waiting forever. We're all clicking. It's not opening. All you do is you just walk along and go, ta-da, and it opens. So I said, it's magic, divine magic. So I walk along, and here's a cross street stoplight. And so it has one of those buttons, to walk. So here's the button. So I'm walking along, and I just raise my hand, boom, walk. Now, too bad I didn't have any money with me, because I thought the lottery would be really good to play right now. So those wonderful things, I think, are like God's little kiss that he blows us to say, I love you, I've got your back. Life can really be joyful and happy and wonderful and uplifting if we just view it that way and attract it in, and then things just happen all the time that are just so very, very, very special. So when I wake up in the morning, I say, thank you, God, that I'm alive, that I'm breathing, that I have another chance this day to really be part of this planet and to share my love and to love myself more. Excuse me, I think we all kind of struggle with that one a little bit. And to be of service wherever I am needed in the way that I can be effective, and to show me what that is for the day. And then I'll meditate, and then I'll think of my friends that are ill or need help, and I put them in like little healing bubbles and do that kind of thing. And then I walk up the steps, a lot of steps in my building for my exercise, and then walk around the park. And then as I'm walking around the park, I'll go with an attitude of wonder. Let me see what's beautiful and miraculous out there. It can be a little teeny miracle or a big one. I was just watching a hawk flying. As I was walking up the stairs, there's windows that are open, like big slats, and you can look out and everything's great view. So I'm watching this hawk kind of close to me, and it's landing in a palm tree and going from palm tree to palm tree. And I was watching, and they were close palm trees, so I was watching the hawk more in slow motion instead of going really fast. And I thought, the aerodynamics of that hawk, and to be flying and sustained in the air, and then when it lands, how does it do that? It just lands so like it just stops flying, but it doesn't drop to the ground, and it hasn't even, it's just amazing. And I thought, nature is miraculous. Everything about it is a complete miracle. We are miracles. The fact that we don't have to think about our heart beating or breathing. We don't have to think about all our organs doing a million things with our 100 trillion cells going on. That's a total miracle. That's the biggest miracle of all, my goodness. So if we can go through life and we can open our eyes, put our focus out there onto the wonder and the miracles that are all around us, big and small, and just walk in awe every day and see the miraculous in everybody. And some people you might think, well, that's a stretch. But they're just acting as a character in a play. That's not who they are once they get off stage. They're a beautiful child of God. So miracles are your birthright. They're something that we can have all the time, and I'd like you to, today, the rest of the day, be open and excited about how many little miracles you're going to find today and just see what happens. So I'd like you all to just close your eyes for a moment, and as you take a breath, imagine you're smelling the flowers, you smell the roses as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, it's like you're blowing out candles. So you smell the roses, as you inhale, and blow out the candles as you exhale. And just as you're centered in this room with all kinds of wonderful, miraculous souls of love and light, just place your hand to your heart and just say out loud, everybody just say, I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am a miracle.
I am a miracle.
I receive miracles all the time.
I receive miracles all the time.
I am the highest blessing.
I am the highest blessing.
I go forth in joy,
I go forth in joy,
pure love,
pure love,
and divinity.
and divinity.
And all is well.
All is well.
And you may open your eyes.
Yay!
Yay! And thank you so much. Now, I have a little treat for you. Okay. Mini miracles. What are the initials?
M&M.
So I'm going to pass this around and have all of you take one. And when you have a mini miracle, you can think of a little round colored dot, like confetti or an M&M. And then you imagine that that little colored dot is going to attract more colored dots just like it. Yay! Thank you. Thank you.